Ooh, I had to catch up on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. Mr. Chalaki here. Yes, indeed. Let's talk about Atlanta. Um, child. I'll say part three was definitely the best part. I'll say. Part two was really dry and terrible. But part three had some moments. Portia and Shamia. Well, hell, Diane and Mama Morton, Sarah Morton, Daytime Divas. You know, I mean, not Daytime Divas, Daycare Divas. I think that's what I'm going to name this review. That's a mess, right? You can't really come back from the mama thing, right? Because I got my mama's back and you got your mama back. So what's up? You know, that's just how we black. So, you know, we just know how it is when it comes to mamas. It's a tough situation to be in. I think that ultimately Shamia has felt some kind of way about Portia for years, but she held on to the friendship. She held on to it. Oh, I can so relate to Shamia in so many ways, my God. And it's interesting. Portia is a more seasoned housewife than Shamia. This is Shamia's first season as an actual housewife. It's different from being a friend of the show. A lot of people don't give Shamia grace or want to give Shamia grace because they feel like they've been knowing Shamia for years. And there are parts of Shamia, and we have been seeing Shamia since Portia been on, right? But Shamia being a side character, we never really knew Shamia like that. So this is Shamia's first time being on the show. She don't understand, or maybe she didn't understand, what's the word? What am I trying to say, y'all? I don't think she quite got how things are put on a different level, especially at the reunions. Things are turned up a lot more at the reunions. If her and Portia had a conversation behind the scenes, right? Let's say way before the reunion, and they were cool. Knowing that everything's going to be re-brought back up, and knowing that Portia is specifically first chair, that's the diamond seat at reunions where you're going to turn up. The person that's the first chair has the most drama, and that's why they're the first chair usually. And the person that's the first chair has the biggest storyline for that season, so they're going to turn it up. At the end of the day, this is entertainment. So I think that Shamia came there with the mindset of, you know, me and Portia's going to go back and forth a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm still possibly going to have my friend. Because, like she said, she felt like her and Portia, they talked about it and that was it. But obviously that was not the case. When it comes to the whole Daycare Divas thing with Miss Diane and Miss Sarah, that apparently Miss Diane building daycare business was going in foreclosure, and then all of a sudden Mama Morton's sign came up because she, you know, bought the business or whatever. Shamia said that it's a lot that happened way before that. They were not friends for years before that even happened. And if that is the case, did she even know? If however many years it was, did she know that was Miss Diane's business? We don't know. We don't know anything. So when it comes to the whole mama thing, I'm just gonna let it go. But I think a little bit on both sides is true. She admitted that Miss Sarah, Mama Morton did that. However, which technically would be wrong if. How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about the whole thing? Them trying to make, or them doing a good job at trying to make Miss Diane innocent is just, please. Like mother, like Zorta. We love Miss Diane. We love all the mamas all around the world. But we're not going to sit up here and try to act like Miss Diane is innocent. Just like I'm not going to pretend that Portia's innocent in any way. I think that Portia won this reunion. I think that this reunion, Shamia did not look good at all. But do I think that Shamia's wrong per se? No. I just think that it's just a thing of timing and her holding a lot of stuff in, holding a lot of resentment against Portia and not expressing it out of fear or out of I don't know, just wanting to keep the friendship or whatever, or maybe out of a big blow up, you know, and having the other friend circle choose sides and knowing that maybe Portia's more popular than she is, and so they're going to take her side. I don't know. But it's a mess. But, yeah, it's just a mess. It's a mess. One thing I did not care for, though, was how Drew and Portia teamed up on Shamia when it came to the whole thing of the what Drew said about Pilar and, oh, we gonna pay for Pilar's college and all that kind of stuff. Drew, you said that, how you said it. We watched it. So I don't understand that part, how they're trying to make Shamia look bad, like, oh, she brought it back to... No, she said it. We sat there and saw what the girl said, Drew. So the fact that they're teaming up against Shamia now, it's just very interesting. I hope Shamia comes back next season. I pray that she comes back. This cannot be the end of her because I think she's just going to get better with time, hopefully. But I just think she was ill prepared, and I think that some of the other ladies was more prepared because they're more seasoned housewives, A, and also B, I think it was probably conversations happening behind the scenes, and it's like, oh, well, we gonna bury our stuff and we gonna make this a thing. With that said, I'm gonna give Shamia a little smoke and little Miss Kelly. Little Shamia and little Miss Kelly, they didn't have much to talk about because Britt was not there. I think that they were both planning on ganging up on Britt, jumping Britt, and Britt didn't show up. So they was flustered in their mind. They didn't know what to do. Kelly barely said a word this whole time in the part 3 part. So, I mean, you know, sometimes when you dig a hole for somebody else, you end up falling in it. Now, Britt obviously is no angel, clearly. So, I mean, you know, maybe some of that was deserved. But like I always stand by is that to us, Kelly and Shamia flipped on Britt for hardly no reason. I can understand why Kenya would always feel some kind of way about Britt. But Shamia and Kelly, for the most part, Britt was a good friend to y'all that I saw. But like I said, these shows edited. We don't know what happens behind the scenes. We don't know a lot of the stuff that goes on. So all we can judge is just what we see. And that's it, right? They brought out the husbands. It was a lot of deflection, a lot of unanswered questions. They was talking to Dennis, but it was like they wasn't talking to Dennis. Mr. Potato Head got up there, and, you know, it was a lot of deflection and a lot of... Drew was out on a limb, like Tina Marie. Out on a limb. And it was just, I don't know. I don't like how they're constantly coming at Drew. I have my gripes with Drew too, but I don't like that constant. Drew is forever the underdog, and I don't understand that. Overall, she contributed the most at the reunion, but they just treat her like a dog. And like I've said before, I think that Drew should leave this platform because I just see her acting more, and I just see her doing music. I just see her doing more than just this show because her life is drama right now. And that's just going to always be showcased over anything else on a reality show. And I just don't think it's working out in her benefit, personally. Yeah, I mean, it's putting her name out there, I guess, but not in a good way to me. But whatever. And I'm watching it now, actually. That's why I keep looking over here. And the more I looked at Drew's outfit, the more I disliked it. That hair, I disliked it. Cynthia had on too much makeup. Kelly's dress, it was just so many ruffles, and she looked like a top of a birthday cake. Everybody else looked, and Portia, Phaedra was obviously awful. Angela, Shamia, and Portia did their thing. Yeah. Anyway, What else the husbands contributed? Charles. Uncle Charles is a lot. Charles is cool, but he wouldn't be my cup of tea. Personality wise, I just find him to be a little bit combative. Now the Twitter girls was getting me together a little bit. It was just like, oh well, he's not combative and it's not that way, and no, he's standing up for himself. It's interesting how y'all pick and choose. When it comes to the men, people pick and choose when it's okay for a man to say something to a woman and when it's not, right? Because when Dr. G was coming at Quad on Married to Madison, the people were stoning Dr. G. Stone him, let's oh, you a B, you a P, PONK, you all these different things. It's interesting when it's somebody that's in your favor. It's interesting how the narrative change about them, right? When it's somebody that's popular, that you like, or more so in association, because Charles is in association with Angela, who we all like. So, you're going to not see things a certain way. It's just interesting how people are. People are so fickle, and you love the people today and hate them tomorrow. It's just whatever. It's the fans. So it's interesting, but I just found his little exchange with Phaedra and Shamia just silly and unnecessary. He was just like, I understand what he was saying, you don't know me or whatever, but especially Shamia was just saying, no, we've met multiple times. Charles, you just don't remember. And in all fairness, he's a celebrity, so he meets tons of people, so maybe they just didn't leave an imprint on his mind. But there was photos that was taken. He's obviously met them. I think Phaedra was more so meaning it in a shady type of way over Shamia. Because Shamia is in a lot of rooms, and Shamia do a lot of stuff. So, yeah. But, he said what he said, and whatever. That's fine. I found his Wendy Williams little conversation entertaining, for sure. Shouts out to Wendy Williams. We're praying for Wendy, child. God bless her. What else is going on, y'all? Y'all, I think that was it. They ended with a little twerk session with the fans. Where them fans at? Andy Cohen, he did his best with the dancing, and yeah. What do y'all have to say? Let's talk in the comment section about this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think overall it was a good season. For the past couple of years, Atlanta has been, not the best. But I think they got it right. But, I mean, who's to say what's happening, who's coming back, whatever the tea is. I may do a video on Shamia. Shamia did a live. She uploaded a video to her YouTube channel. She discussed things a little bit more. I may talk about that. I don't know. But, yeah. Anyway, this is Atlanta. Season 16. It's a wrap. I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at S16 on Instagram and Twitter. At S1689 on Snapchat. Chess King on Facebook. Mr. Chalaki on Cash App, PayPal, TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned. See you guys later. Bye.